Have you ever had a neighbor so entitled that they thought your property existed just for their convenience? That's exactly what I dealt with when my shady neighbor decided my tree was a problem. She wanted it gone, but instead of giving in, I made sure my response would be remembered for years. It started innocently enough. My backyard had a tall, beautiful oak tree, older than most of the houses in the neighborhood. Its branches stretched wide, providing shade in the summer and a home for countless birds and squirrels. To me, it was more than just a tree, it was part of the character of the property itself. But to my neighbor, it was nothing more than an obstacle. She claimed it blocked her view, cast too much shade on her yard, and dropped leaves onto her lawn. The complaints began with snide comments, then written notes taped to my door, and eventually official letters to the HOA. Each time, she demanded the tree be cut down. The HOA came knocking, repeating her complaints and hinting at fines if I didn't comply. But here's the thing. The tree was perfectly legal. It wasn't diseased, it wasn't a hazard, and it sat squarely on my property. They had no grounds to force its removal. That should have been the end of it. But my neighbor wasn't satisfied. She escalated, showing up with measuring tapes, snapping photos, and even threatening legal action. At one point, she tried to claim falling acorns were a safety hazard. Her obsession was relentless, and her entitlement seemed to grow with every passing week. That's when I realized this wasn't just about a tree, it was about control. She thought if she pushed hard enough, I would cave. And that's when I decided to flip the script. I did my research, checked local ordinances, and discovered something interesting. While she had no power to remove my tree, I had every right to enhance it. And so, I got creative. I installed a beautiful wooden tree bench that wrapped around the trunk, creating a peaceful sitting area. Then I added solar-powered lights, hanging lanterns, and even small birdhouses. Suddenly, my backyard wasn't just a yard, it was a picturesque retreat. The finishing touch was a small sign, the Giving Tree. I opened the space to neighbors, inviting kids to come by and enjoy the shade or watch the birds. Soon, families were stopping over, sitting on the bench, and treating the tree as a community gathering spot. My neighbor? She was furious. Every laugh, every photo, every child playing beneath the branches reminded her of the battle she had lost. The HOA couldn't touch me, everything was within regulations. Instead of isolating me, her campaign had united the neighborhood against her pettiness. In the end, the oak stood taller than ever, not just as part of my yard, but as a symbol of resistance. She demanded I cut it down. Instead, I built it up into something greater. And that tree became legendary, not just for its shade, but for the story it carried of one neighbor's entitlement, and another's unforgettable revenge.